Guys, welcome to another video. I feel like it's been ages. I don't know if it has been or not. Yeah, going to be cleaning out of the PCV valve today and checking the diaphragm inside it because it's letting too much oil through, according to my mechanic. I don't know exactly how much I can really inspect. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it's going to be the spring that's too weak in there, if anything. But yeah, ultimately I will be replacing it, but well, not today anyway. But I just thought I'd do a little video showing where the PCV valve is, obviously located in the engine bay, and obviously how to take it off and clean it out. A couple of little things to look for in there. We'll take it apart and yeah, see if we can make any improvements. Probably not, but I thought it's best practice to, at the very least, check it out. See if there's anything really. Hopefully there's something obvious, because it is chucking a lot of oil out of the breather, which I will be bypassing, as I've said in the last video as well, probably the one before that as well, but I'll get round to it at some point soon. Anyway, show you what we're doing. Right guys, so excuse the noise, cars driving past. It's located under there, well, next to it, but we're going to need to remove this panel anyway, which means removing all of this. So let's get to it. It's got his Torx bits in there. I'm gonna lie, I can't remember what size they are, but we'll get those removed anyway. Right, so that stem out. It's too lazy to go in the house and get the proper Torx drive, so I just used an Allen key size 4mm, if you want to be as lazy as me. But anyway, they're out, so you can clip that. They can stay. Simply pull it out. Just reveals the bolt at the back there, which is why I've had to remove that. So one there, supposed to be one there, and there's one there. Alright, so once you got those out of there, there was another little 8mm that was in there as well. But basically I just pulled that up out of the way, and then this, try to do it one-handed. Don't recommend doing it like that, by the way, a bit heavy-handed, but Jesus Christ. That air filter looked new last time I saw it. Might be wrong, maybe it wasn't, but I'm pretty sure it was, and I'm pretty sure I've actually got a picture of it when it was last apart. So yeah, needless to say, that has to be replaced. Pulling in a lot of crap as well. It's all making its way through that, which is a bit weird, but never mind. So obviously we'll clear that out. Right, so I've just told you a load of rubbish just then, by the way. Ignore me, it's early. It doesn't come through there at all. It comes through there, quite clearly. Up there, into there, and this dirty filter, and then through here, through what I call the turbo elbow. Don't know if that's the correct name for it, but that's what I'm calling it anyway, and then into the turbo. So PCV valve is there. positive crankcase gases come up through the block, out of the block should I say, sorry, through the head, into here, through the diaphragm, which I suspect is the issue. And then you can see the little pathway down there, goes, gases run out of there, through here, out of this pipe here, into the turbo elbow, and then back into the turbo, and then burnt off in the cylinders. Now, obviously my issue is the oil is managing to get through there as well, which, as I explained to you before, my mechanic was telling me that it might be as a result of the diaphragm opening up too much because of the spring behind it being too weak and allowing more than just gases to come through. It is a high mileage engine though, so I'm suspecting it's more than just that, but we'll see. Alright, so 4mm Allen key there, 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 and there to come off, which I've undone already. So now it should be able to come off. No, it's a mess under it, but it is what it is. I do have the vortex type, which apparently shouldn't be able to block, but I figured I should check it all out anyway. I mean, there's a lot of oil up there. I don't really know what's normal and what isn't. I'm assuming nothing's blocked here, you know, where the gases would come up. Get a bit closer, because if it was, then I wouldn't have the issue of the oil running out too fast. Well, or at all. So really not anything to clean out there, to be honest with you. Just making sure the gasket's all right. When I first got it, there was a lot of oil pulled up, and I mean more than that, around here. And I didn't actually reseal it. I took it apart and just put it back on, and there's a little bit there, but really nothing to worry about. I'm assuming obviously the gasket will need replacing because it must be coming through there. It's leaking, seeping out of there. But yeah. Right, so I'm just taking this apart a little bit. That's the actual vortex style breather that's come out of there. A little rubber O-ring there. That's just a cap, which will go back on, and then that is what's inside this. It's obviously all designed just to flow efficiently, I'm assuming. Bearing in mind, as I said before, the only thing that should really be coming out of there is vapours. So I'm assuming it's supposed to filter the vapours out. But yeah, it's covered in oil, which obviously it's going to a point anyway, because it's breathing. That's coming directly from the crank, which is obviously full of oil, hopefully. Right, so not really anything in there to show you, as I say, just internals. The vortex style breather. Goes on there like that, and then obviously to hold the whole thing together, got a little cap there. Goes back together like so. And then this will meet up with that. Alright, so when putting this back together, as I just showed you before, there's a rubber O-ring there, which will locate in here. for some reason when I'm putting this back into, that would flip upside down and go into there. It is locating, but I can't feel it pushing over here, whereas I've just tried it. I've located it onto here first. It's got like a locating peg there. You can see that, which locates onto the middle hole there. It'll be obvious when you do it anyway. Yeah, when I do it that way round, put this back on top, it does seat properly. So I've just done it that way, just in case you clock what I've done there and not, you know, that I've put it back in there. Just showing you, just so you guys know, because when I watch these videos myself, I like to see a bit more than some videos show you. So hopefully this can show you a bit of what you need to do and what it's about before you do it yourselves, if you do. Alright, now for the fun part. The main reason I was taking all this apart, I have just popped off all those. I didn't want to break any, so I've not done it on camera, but they're off anyway. So you take that off. Nothing to see there. Obviously just a cap. Okay. Breather out the top. Another one. And obviously, clearly that's your diaphragm there, with your spring behind it. Right. So with that top off, the diaphragm there, which was what I was wondering about, although I'm never really going to be able to see in reality whether it's too weak or not. But under vacuum, seals the crank. With the gases coming up, it'll start to open up and allow that to run through. And then that's when it starts to vent it back out into your intake system. Which is, as far as I know, not that clever with stuff like this, if I'm honest. I know bits, but not all. Obviously you've got to take the stuff apart to find out, haven't you? But there's your spring anyway. I gather if that becomes weak, then it allows this to open up far too easy, because there's nothing against it. So yeah, anyway, I'll pop the cover back on that, and as I say, I will get it changed soon, sooner rather than later, but it's operating as far as I can see. No cracks in it or anything like that. So yeah, I'll put it back on. Alright, all back together. Oh, well, I remember, if anyone ever gets any misting of oil on here and you're wondering what it's from, there's not really very much there at the minute because I've wiped some of it off, but I spent months wondering what it's from, because there's nothing even near there. I'm thinking, is it coolant? You know, but it's like oil. Anyway, it is oil, because it's what's coming out of the pipe from this elbow that I was showing you before. So it drips down onto the belt, onto the pulley, and comes up and then flings up all over here. So, but anyway, just in case you wanted to know that, yeah, all back together. Right, that's it. That's the end of the video. Anyway, guys, again, pretty straightforward. Thought I'd explain some bits to you, as I was doing it myself anyway. As I've probably said a couple of times in this video, I will be changing that PCV valve out anyway, and also I will do another video on that, and I'll do another video also on doing a PCV, basically divert, not really delete, because I'm not going to delete it, but just divert it and vent it to atmosphere, because worst case there are too much blow-by gases coming out and letting too much oil come out as well. I don't really want that going back into the intake system. I don't mind the gases, obviously. It's really not that big a deal. It's not a high-powered build or anything like that. Far from it. So obviously I could do without the oil going in there. I do still have that issue of it bogging down. So when I try and use any sort of boost, all on that subject as well, I code read it during the week, and it was saying that there was a control, it was an activation code, sorry, for the boost solenoid, basically. I can't remember what it's called on this, but anyway. So if it's not opening up the actuator, then yeah, that'll be my problem. But yeah, anyway, I'll do these things anyway, just for safe measure. But yeah, anyway, that's enough of that. Like and subscribe as normal if you like this sort of thing. Yeah, sweet. See you on the next one.